turn off the light in my attic and whistle, something always whistles back, but it's never in tune. The story began when I was a child. My parents warned me never to stay in the attic. They would say there's too much junk up there and wave me away whenever I asked. But of course, the more they told me to stay out, the more curious I became. So one afternoon while they were out, I crept up the narrow, creaking stairs to the attic and turned the old rusty doorknob. The attic was dusty and cluttered, just as I imagined. Boxes stacked high, old furniture covered with moth-eaten sheets, and the air thick with the smell of rotten wood and forgotten years. But it wasn't the mess that caught my attention. It was the silence. The place was too quiet, that kind of silence that presses down on you and makes you feel like you're not alone. I stood in the middle of the room, feeling cold drafts brush the back of my neck even though none of the windows were open. I don't know why I did it, but I whistled. Just a simple, soft tune. The same one my grandfather used to hum when I was little. I was about to turn back towards the stairs when I heard it. A whistle, faint and soft, but unmistakable. It was only a mistake. The sound didn't quite match my tune. It was off, as if someone was trying to copy what I did but failed. The pitch warped like an old recording played at the wrong speed. I froze, my heart pounding in my chest. I waited, listening. But the attic fell silent again. Just as before. I should have left. But I didn't. Every time I went up there afterward, I'd try it again. I'd turn off the light, stand in the dark and whistle. And each time something would whistle back, always out of tune. Sometimes it was slow and drawn out as if whoever, or whatever it was, struggled to remember the melody. Other times it came back quickly like a mocking echo. But it was always wrong. As I grew older, I went to the attic less often. The whistling became a story I told at sleepovers, something to laugh about with friends, but I always left out the part that truly scared me. How every time I heard that broken whistle, a chill would crawl down my spine, how it felt like something was standing just beyond the edge of the darkness, watching me. Waiting. Years passed, I grew up. Moved out, went to college, started a new life. I didn't think much about the attic anymore. But after my parents passed away and I inherited the house, I found myself standing before that same door again. The old knob cold under my hand. I hadn't stepped into the attic in years, but as soon as I pushed the door open, the air hit me like a wall, stale, cold, carrying that same sense of something unseen lurking just out of sight. The boxes were still there, the furniture still covered, but there was something else now. A weight in the space, as though the room itself had been waiting for me. I don't know what came over me, but I turned off the light and whistled. The sound came back immediately, faster than ever before, and this time it wasn't just out of tune, it was chaotic, like many voices trying to whistle at once, their tones clashing and scraping against each other. The sound filled the attic, growing louder and more distorted with every passing second. Panic surged through me. I reached for the light switch, fumbling in the dark. The sound grew louder, closer, as if coming from the walls themselves, wrapping around me. Then I felt it. Something cold brushing my arm like a hand. But not quite. hit the switch. The light flooded the room. The whistling stopped, the air went still, but I knew it was there, just beyond the light, waiting. I stood frozen in the attic, my breath coming in short, ragged gasps as the bulb glowed overhead. The sudden silence was worse than the broken whistle, worse than the warped tones that had filled the air moments ago, because now I could feel it. Whatever had been whistling all those years, whatever had been hiding in the dark, it was closer than ever. I took a hesitant step toward the door, my legs stiff with fear when I heard it again. Not a whistle this time, but soft, dragging footsteps behind me. I turned slowly, heart hammering, expecting to see nothing but the same old boxes and forgotten furniture. But something was different. The sheets covering the furniture were moving, barely noticeable at first, just the faintest shift as if something underneath was breathing. One by one, the sheets began to tremble, the fabric rippling as though stirred by a breeze I couldn't feel. My pulse thundered in my ears, drowning out my thoughts. I stepped back, fumbling blindly for the door behind me. My eyes locked on the trembling cloths. Then one of the sheets slipped off, falling to the floor in a slow, deliberate motion. I wasn't ready for what I saw beneath it. There was no chair, no box, no forgotten relic. There was something hiding there. A bent, contorted shape, its back to me, its body was wrong, stretched and twisted in unnatural ways, like a shadow pulled too far across a wall. The thing was pale, deathly pale, its skin thin and translucent, like the surface of a moth's wing. Its head was low, obscured, but I heard it. The faintest sound of wet, ragged breathing, like it was struggling just to stay alive. I should have run. Every instinct screamed at me to turn and bolt down the stairs, to never come back. But my feet stayed rooted, paralyzed by the horror in front of me. Then it moved, its head rose slowly, unnaturally, with a sickening crack of bone. It turned toward me, but it didn't have a face, not really, just smooth, featureless skin